with it.
So I
Well,
think what
that's
started this whole thing was me talking about, putting up that old Antron 99 and using my automatic antenna tuner as a loading coil. So no matter what frequency I would come on, it would be, how, how how different would that be as opposed to using a manual loading coil built into the antenna. And I mean, everybody has their opinions, and certainly I've read all those opinions. I believe in them. I just don't understand the science of why it would be different. So I guess I'll retire that subject unless anyone has anything further to add. But I will say I would like to put up some sort of a pole in the yard here on the corner of the building, maybe like a 10-foot fence post or something like that. I've got a few of those laying around. But how would I put that into the ground so it would be sort of securely there and enough to support the antennas? If anyone has any ideas, like, do I have to dig a hole or do I have to mix concrete like Rusty did for his big antenna tripod there? What do you call it? Mast. Oh my God, I'm a loss for words today. But
Tower.
you know that tower? Yes, that's it. Yeah. Like, do I have to go to that stream with the concrete and all that, or can I just dig a hole? Or what's the quickest and easiest suggestion anyone could give me for sticking a 10-foot hole in the ground in the grass?
Doug's situation is
10 foot.
a little bit unique there. The people running the apartment building, they're worse than a homeowners association. They'll probably never let him, put a tower in, stuff like that. So he's got a special situation there.
Right. How high of a antenna are you looking at?
Well, the Antron I've got is like, what, 22 feet, I think, Mike? I don't know, or would it?
Okay.
Or 17
What?
feet.
So here's the wind load. Do you need a 10-foot? Do you need to get it off the ground 10 feet?
I don't know. For HF, I don't think it has to be. I
No.
think all I need is 2 feet off the ground. But
Correct.
For the VHF, UHF antenna, I would certainly like to have that up about 10 feet.
Yeah. Well, I had a high gain AVQ, or was it a Hustler AVQ? 10 through 80 meter vertical antenna. And what I did is I took a 5-foot mast, all right? And I took a sledgehammer and I took the mast and I pounded it into the ground where it went down 3 feet with 2 feet sticking above the ground level. That's where I attached my 20-foot vertical antenna to it. And the wind never blew it over. I didn't have ground radials, I had ground radials out of the sides of it, but I never had guide wires to keep it vertical. And it was smack in the middle of my...
So smashing it in 3 feet, you figure it should be enough?
Well, it was for that antenna.
And that would be, well, if it was a 22-foot tall antenna, that's certainly, if it'll do that, it'll do mine for sure. I'm not even sure if mine's that tall. It might even be less.
Where you're looking to mount it, is it out in the wide open where it's subjected to wind, or are you up near closer to a building where it would be blocked by wind? Or
yeah, it'd be right on the corner of my bedroom and the next apartment, so it would be sheltered on one side from wind for sure.
Well, there you go. The only thing by doing that, because you're on somebody else's property, you got to make sure there's no gas lines or sewer lines or electrical lines or something. You got to make sure there's nothing under you, because if you start banging that down, you hit a gas line, then guess what happens to Mr. Doug when the superintendent of the
So
You
how
know,
do I
the
find that out? Because I'm sort of going by the by Rusty's philosophy. It's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission.
well,
Doesn't work
are
with
you
underground
are you
cables and that.
asking a
Yeah,
former
there's a limit to that.
are you asking a former policeman that's going to tell you what the ramifications are going to be?
I
I
just
The
mean,
want
RAM
to know where
mountifications?
if I smash a pole 3 feet down in the ground, how do I make sure there's no gas line or nothing there
well, the first question
without
they're going
informing the landlord?
Call
the
before you
first
Listen
dig.
for the hissing. Light a match.
Wait for the explosion.
the
Can I,
I'm
first
waiting
question.
for
Nothing's
RAM
free.
mountifications.
can I chime in for a second?
Go ahead.
So I'm patiently listening here, and I even threw the video on. I'm using, and it's all stuff that I got for free. I've got a tripod that was used for a satellite. And if you remember last week, Al, I mentioned that DOCA pole that extends out to 30 feet.
Oh yes, that's right, Mike.
It slides right nicely into that tripod, and that tripod has feet on it. You know, it's like a roof mount for the old satellite roof mounts is what it is, right?
Gotcha.
And so you can put some nice spikes or rods in it so that, or you can just leave it on the ground and put your, even a painter's pole, like you can get a 12-foot painter's pole that extends. So now it's 6 feet, you drag it around with you, it's fiberglass. That DOCA pole goes out to 30 feet and it's portable. You can take it, bring it down. You're not going to annoy anyone in the process. And I wouldn't leave it in the wind with just a tripod, but it does work. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I have myself these aluminum poles here, and I could purchase these from Home Depot, and they come with threaded ends on them, and they're 8 foot long. They're quite expensive though. They were, I think, 45 a piece, but I extend this out. I have it just strapped here with some
Perfect.
pipe straps or whatever, and then when I want to put it up, I just screw them into each other and hoist it up. But
Now,
yeah, that's my solution there.
What are the purpose for those
And they
poles?
will fit in the tripod as well.
Now they look like they have two threads on it. One has got like the for a paint roller, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's, you got different options you can use them for, and they actually have a really a nice fitting here. So like when you tighten them up with a set of channel locks or pipe wrenches, they tighten up really fine, and there's no loose connection there. So, but that was my my option for. I am in a co-op here at the YLs, so that was my option, and I put it up. Nobody said anything, and
Now, I've never seen those ones at Home Depot. You must have had them for quite a while.
yeah, like about I can't remember when I got them. I showed Dennis VA3DCB. I showed him when I purchased them. I think it was it was well before COVID, so it was at least 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 to 3 years ago.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm in an apartment over this way and I have a painter's pole. I'm on the second floor and I extended the painter pole. There's a piece that comes up, I guess maybe to put your roller on. I went and bought some PVC pipe and I put it down on that top part. And my antenna's on the top of that even. So, and I'm up about, well, I'd say maybe 10, 15 feet higher than the building. And that's what I do here. They never said anything yet, but they don't even, well, I guess they've seen it, but, and I also have my long wire hooked that comes into the bedroom window here where this room is. Nobody said anything.
And that's
So-
the thing
I'm
too.
on the ground level, so they kind of notice everything I do. When I was moving in here, I'd left some cardboard boxes folded up. I had family members over here. We were unboxing stuff. So I was folding the boxes, putting them back on the patio, and until I had enough together to make a run to the recycle box. And boy, they were over here the next day. you know, what's with all this garbage you've got out here? And I'm like, holy smokes, you put that there.
All-
Here?
In my opinion too, Doug, they're very weary of new tenants, because sometimes they might have tenants that come in and are gone within a month. So until they they might eventually realize that you're going to be one that is going to be there for a while and that you're not a bad tenant. So then, you know, they'll allow you a little bit more leniency. But I know that certain places, when you move in, they're real sticklers until they learn who you are.
Yeah, Roger, Bill. I just wanted to get something up before winter. That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't
Well-
want. I don't want to. I'll know I'll be able to get something up VHF UHF wise. I guess even if it's just 1 foot off the ground. But as far as HF goes, boy, I sure don't want to spend the whole winter here silent.
No. Well, definitely Michael had a great idea with the tripod. Now, I don't know if that's going to work, but I mean, I was in the middle of my backyard and I knew there was nothing there. And that's why I pounded the 5-foot mast in there. You're in somebody else's property. You have to do your due diligence, right? So you need to be able to go and ask the landlord, can I hammer a 5-foot mast in there? By going on the auspices of saying, oh, well, I didn't know, that can get you into trouble and could get evicted. All right.
Yes.
So you've got to be extremely careful, Doug, on what you do. So Michael's idea of the tripod, I brought up a site. Yes, anything you do is going to cost you money. We got Janice on here. She is our throw money at it lady. I mean, anything that ham radio, but that's like in any hobby too, but it costs you money. But here is a site that you may want to look at,
Yeah.
give you some ideas.
Janice has one on their roof there of the garage.
Yeah. So this is called Gigaparts. I don't know if you've ever been to their website, amateur radio related, but it's for everything. They are amazing. And if you have a look here, you will notice there are different types of sizes of.
$70. That's a
there.
good price.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Bill?
$70 at the top there. That's a good price.
Yes, they're very. Now, this is American, mind you. So you've got to add the Canadian
Scroll back up.
with it. So
Scroll
here's
back up.
one here.
Finish shipping.
What? You scroll back up. It's called Gigaparts. www.gigaparts.com.
Yeah, I'm very familiar with that particular franchise. Yeah.
Okay, so here's one for instance.
I'm holding one up here on the screen if you want to look at it. The same one you had there.
Okay,
Wow, that one
All
even
right.
comes with the mask. Wow.
yeah. So there's one there. This is, you know, let me see.
That looks like the mask that I have right now with the same tripod that I'm holding in my hand here.
Well, there you go. Very popular. Heavy duty antenna tripod is perfect for mounting top and loop antennas, VHF, UHF, vertical antennas, and any other type of portable antenna. It holds a maximum of 15 pounds and steady, and comes with telescoping fiberglass with military grade quick clamps. The mast will extend up to 18 feet. The base extends to 693 inches squared. And there you go.
Yeah, I
And
think I
They
paid
seem
about
to be
50
mostly
bucks for
concerned
mine.
about curb appeal. In other words, if you do something, if you can't notice it, they're very happy.
You have
Yeah.
any trees in the yard?
There's lots of trees, but the one in front of my place has been cut down, so no, nothing convenient where they wouldn't notice a huge wire hanging off of it.
did you see the video I showed on the camouflage antenna?
Yeah, I was here that day. That was great.
Okay,
But and the flower pot thing and all that, that would be
Right.
fine. That was for VHF and UHF though. That wasn't for HF.
Well, no, it wasn't for HF. They'd look and say, what kind of flower or plant have you got that's 22 feet high and is only 3 inches in diameter or something, right?
Although I
So,
wonder if you could just use a huge coil of wire, just,
Get a
Just
helium
coil it
balloon
up,
and a long wire.
an inch, with a 1 inch spacing, just start wrapping it around. I wonder how effective that would work.
no, could be.
Al,
Anyway.
I paid about $50 for mine. It was really used, right? So
Uh,
doesn't have to be expensive for the tripod.
Just go buy a bunch of
And then
birthday
just-
balloons and a long wire and let it out the window when you use it.
I'm just
Listen, I've
using
already
muffler pipe for
been
mast.
investigating getting solar powered drones that would fly forever on with a solar panel on them and hold up a piece of wire, and also have a CCTV camera, wireless and all that attached to them too, because why not? But so that's one plan. The other one is balloons, but apparently hydrogen is such a small molecule that no matter what your balloon material is made of, it's eventually going to leak through the pores.
Helium.
Metal.
Helium.
And
Doug, what you
helium
got to
too.
do is throw a barbecue, invite everybody over, bring a little bit of beer. You'll get all kinds of brainstorming ideas for your antenna, and they'll probably put it up for you.
Yeah. I think
there you go.
we'll get some vodka and scrambled eggs.
Ugh,
Vodka and scrambled eggs.
gross.
I think
Oh, that's what Mike's
what's
got
the
on his
idea?
background.
Kill all the tenants?
No, it's my back picture on my Zoom there, Doug. It says, "Good morning, self-isolation inmates. Anybody know how much vodka goes in scrambled eggs?"
A little bit.
Yeah, it's you got to love Mike. He's got a different background every week. It's unbelievable. So
Yeah.
it's good.
Absolutely. I didn't see that. Sorry.